Hi everyone, today we're going to have an introduction to quadratics and parabolas. As you can see here, y equals x squared is called a quadratic function with a power of 2 in the exponent. This is a parabola, and that is the graph of a quadratic function. Parabolas are in this slinky, on this roller coaster, this arch. It can be seen in this moon, the lines on a basketball, during a dolphin, also a water fountain, a rainbow, McDonald's arches, a bridge, camels, and bananas. As you can see, parabolas are everywhere, and that's why it is important to study them. And we are going to take a closer look this week at parabolas. Y equals x squared is the parent function. It can also be read as f of x equals x squared in our function notation. To create a table of values, I'm going to take -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 and plug them in for this x to figure out what my y value is going to be. If I plug in -2, I have -2 squared, and that gives me 4. So the point on the graph is -2, 4. -1, I plug in -1 squared, I get 1 as the y value, so the coordinate is -1, 1. If I plug in 0, I get 0 squared, and that gives me a y coordinate of 0. 0, 0 is another point on our parabola. I take 1, plug it into the function. 1 squared is 1, and 1, 1 is our point. Lastly, I take 2, I put it in the function machine. The function machine does its thing. 2 squared is 4, and I have 2, 4 as a point. Notice all of the y values are positive because you are squaring the number. This creates a parabola like this. You could pick any numbers. I pick -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 to create my graph because I have a 0, some negatives, and some positives. Just like with linear functions, we can transform this parabola. We could transform the parent function, f of x equals x squared. We could transform it by shifting it left. We could transform it by shifting it right. We could transform it by shifting it down. We could transform it by shifting it up. We can transform it by making it skinnier and making it vertical stretch. We can transform it by making it wider or fatter for vertical compression. And lastly, we can transform it by flipping it over the x-axis by making it a reflection. These are the same types of transformations that we use when we are transforming the line y equals x. Now I'd like you to go to the quadratic transformation link and explore. After, I want you to think about the brainstorming questions. So what you're going to do next is you're going to go to Schoology and click on Quadratic Transformation Activity. After watching video number 1, which you just did, you're going to go to this link, Quadratic Transformation. As you can see, we have this parabola here. The equation is y equals, or g of x equals 1x squared. I want you to move the a value and think about what's happening. When you're done, you can put it back at 1. Then I want you to take the k value, and if you notice at the bottom of the screen, the numbers are changing, and I want you to think about what happens. Lastly, I want you to change the h value and think about what happens. When you're finished, you will think about these questions, and you can even write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Changing the a value makes the graph blink. Changing the k value makes the graph blink. Changing the h value makes the parabola or the graph blink. You're answering, how does the graph of the parent function change? When you're all finished thinking about these questions, you're going to watch video number 2.